Hey guys, Vazzy back here, and today we're going to be debuting a new series, something I want to call the off-season overhaul. This is my take on a 1-year rebuild. I was going to wait until probably after the draft, the summer months when not much is going on, to start up this series, but with Toronto being Toronto, we had to start it here. We had to start it now. After losing 6-1 in Game 7, Shanahan is out, Trey Living is out, we are in. We have 1 year to turn this team around, starting at the NHL entry draft to the end of next year's playoffs. Can we do it? I do not know. What are we going to do with the core four? Marner needs a contract. Tavares needs a contract. Lots of guys, their status is very much in flux. What will we do with them? So the New York Rangers in this universe have won the Stanley Cup. Love to see it. Obviously didn't even make the playoffs in real life. Philadelphia goes from 10-1 at winning the draft lottery. Buffalo from 9-2 as well. Very much doubt we have anyone here for retired players. Never really is in year one. Former Leaf legend Leo Komarov is the top retiree, and former Leaf legend Michael Hutchinson, top goalie retiree. Okay, so nothing there as expected. We are here at the NHL entry draft. So, what are we going to do? Looking at our contract situation. All expiring this year. Forwards, Marner, Tavares, Nyes, Robertson. We have some big guys up top there. What are we going to do? What does a Marner want? He wants 6 years at around 12 mil. Tavares, what does he want? 1 year at 7 mil. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, we have a lot of these kind of depth guys. Do we hang on to them? Do we kind of look to go in a different direction? Goaltending, not much, and defense, not really much as well. Okay, so let's go jump into the NHL entry draft. Not going to be making any huge deals at the draft. We'll probably look to clear some salary, but I think that's going to be more or less all we do. So let's see. Let's go into our team. Let's sort this by salary. Is there anyone we want to move on from now? Before the offseason really gets underway, a lot of these guys do have trade protection, which will make it very difficult. Like a David Kampf, we have to get rid of him. Even like a Calle Yarncroc, I think it's probably better just to free up that money. Okay, so David Kampf, he is willing to go to Anaheim, which is good. He has how many teams on the no trade clause? 22. Honestly, the Ducks will be fine for this. We're not going to get anything of value. We are going to take back a 7th round pick, and we'll pay you a little bit extra just to get rid of that contract. 5th round pick, David Kampf for a 7th. Trade accepted. So we clear 2.4 million there, which is going to be needed. And then let's maybe do the same thing with Calle Yarncroc. Again, a guy I think we can just replace at this point. Is he bad at 2.1? No. But I think we just need to shake up this team. Let's go trade him to Calgary. Why not? He's on their list. That way he goes out to the west, and we're not sending everybody over to Anaheim. So I think for Yarncroc, honestly, I think we can get a little bit of value. It's not going to be much. Maybe like a 3rd round pick or something like that. Again, he's not a negative asset value. They have too many skaters. Let's see if we can just throw someone on here that's going to be a expiring contract. They should have someone here that's not great. Lowest value player, Anthony Mantham, 1 year, 3.5. Obviously, that's going to be expiring. Trade accepted. Okay, so I think that's more or less all I really want to do for trades here. Let's just sim the draft. And this draft isn't going to be very important. Again, we only really have a 2nd round pick. That's 30th overall in the round. We're not going to really get all that much of value, I wouldn't think. Even sorting by potential, yeah, it's not great. No guaranteed medium elites. Nothing really guaranteed at all here. Let's go for Luka here, the defender. Medium top 6. Not great. Let's go to our next pick in the 3rd round. Again, any of these guys we can use as trade chips, so obviously we want to try and get some value, but I just don't know what else is out here. Let's bring another Bracco back to Toronto. I believe that is actually Jeremy's brother, Dante Bracco. Hopefully he can pan out better for the Leafs, but I don't know. Bruce Wicks, I thought he was medium top 4 at one point. Maybe that's his brother, yeah. Medium top 6. Getting into the later rounds here again, I don't think there's going to be much. Take the goalie, take Axelson. Get another guy in the system. He's 3 years out. Why not? Medium backup. Again, we're not going to really get much of value here. 7th round, I believe we have 2 picks now that we traded with the Anaheim Ducks there, getting rid of David Kampf. Is there anyone here of value? Anything interesting? Not really. Gravel here. Honestly, why not? Another backup goalie. And then our last pick in the 2025 NHL draft. Again, let's just sort by potential. Antropov here, maybe low elite. I have a medium guaranteed top 9. Let's go to the low elite. Bring another Antropov to Toronto. Low top 6 for a 7th. That's actually not bad. But overall, yeah, not a good draft, but don't really have the assets, don't have the best picks for the Leafs this year. Okay, let's get into the re-sign stage. This is the interesting part. This is the part that I know a lot of you guys would be very curious to see what we do with here. So let's get into it. Let's go all expiring. Let's start in the net. Hildeby, obviously we can bring him back. Young goalie, has some potential. Give him a 1-year deal. Matt Murray, please get off this team. Let's go over to the defenseman. So Hakanpää didn't really play at all this year. He is going to get released. Same with Mermis, doesn't want to come back. And the young guys will probably just qualify. What is Niemela looking for? Yeah, it's looking for some money. So we'll just qualify all of these guys for now, and they will hopefully sign and come back. But yeah, defensively, there's not much there. Wingers, Marner. Okay, we're going to wait on him. Mantha, no. Moldenhauer, definitely give him his ELC. Be him top 9 prospect. No reason not to. Left wing, Matt Nice. Obviously, we want to bring him back. He only wants 1 year at 2.5. Again, we're just going to qualify him. We can figure it out later. I don't want to cheese this as much as possible. We could give him that 1-year deal. Is that realistic? No. Robertson, we're just going to qualify. I don't think we bring him back, but there is some value there, so we'll see what we do with him. Pacioretty, what do we do with him now? He looked alright for the Leafs in the playoffs in real life. I think for now, though, we're going to let him go. We can circle back. I think the same thing with Lorenz. Yeah, he wants 1.35. I like Steven Lorenz, but all the money matters right now, and we want to kind of get a better idea of where that money's going before we give it to some of those guys, at least for now. And then centers, John Tavares, still looking for 7 on a 1-year. So that's not too bad. He wants 7 on a 2-year. Okay, so Tavares, we'll wait on him for now, but I'm leaning toward looking at bringing him back. Give qualifying offers to a lot of these guys here, just because, no reason to lose them. Just going to be playing AHL minutes. I think more or less that does it for the re-sign stage. Okay, so what do we want to do with the 2 big guys? Marner, Tavares. I'm telling you right now, Marner's not coming back. EA Sports NHL doesn't make sense. He's 95 overall. He's looking for only like 12 million bucks. Absolutely you do this. But in real life, are the Leafs going to bring him back? I really don't think so. So to try to keep to realism, at least in that regard, Marner is going to be hitting the free agent market. Tavares, though, I want to see if we can bring back Tavares. He's not asking for too much. Again, we can maybe try and get that down a little bit. Like we go a full no move, go like 6.25. It's the second line center. That's not bad. Does only want 2 years. Like if he takes that, it's not bad. The contract meter's up there. We'll get back to our offer later tonight. And the rest of everyone else is qualified, so we can get to them whenever we would like. John Tavares, he rejects. Okay. So I'm not willing to go more than 7. If he wants more than 7, he can walk. So let's maybe just go up like 250k each time. So we did 6.25 for 2 years. Goes 6.5, full no move, 2-year contract. John Tavares, he'll get back to us later tonight. Let's see what he says to that offer. And there you go, he accepts. Thanks for the stability. So 2 years, 6.5, that's honestly not a bad deal for him. I'm totally okay with that. That leaves us with $17 million for free agency. Have to retool this team in a big way. Who's going to be available, and what do we do with that money? Do we sign a bunch of guys? Do we make a bunch of trades? We're going to find out here very soon. So here at July 1st, free agency. Who is available? The big name himself, Marner there. Let's start in the goaltending department. So Samsonov, we obviously don't need a goalie whatsoever. He is the top one. Defensively, is there anything really here? Not really. Orlov, Gabrikov, Provorov, Dumoulin. A lot of okay defenders, but no top-end names. Which does suck, because I do want to try and shake up something on the defensive core. Again, there's a lot of guys locked up on your contract, but I do want to shake it up. Then obviously forwards, Marner, Marchand, Besser. There's some pretty big names out there. Jamie Benn would be nice. Yanni Gourde at 86. Sam Bennett, I know a lot of people were talking about him coming to Toronto, and is that something that could happen? So we have options. We have a lot of options. So let's start with some, honestly, some fourth line energy guys that aren't too expensive. Like a Brandon Tanev. I know a lot of people have been talking about him. Can come play with his brother in Toronto. Wants 1 year. That's not bad. 1.7. Coming from Winnipeg and coming from Seattle. That's not bad. We need these guys that are good physical guys that can play on the fourth line. Like even a Corey Perry. Didn't do much offensively whatsoever, but if he sticks around, honestly, why not? He's making like $1 million. Yeah, he wants a 2-year deal, which is hilarious at age 40. And yeah, he won't even take a 1 year. So 2 years, $1 million. Again, it's not our money. It's the owners that are paying that out. So if he retires, he retires, but we will offer him that deal. You can see maybe we can even get like an all grinder fourth line going. It could be something that we consider here for chemistry, like a Sean Corrali, but he's not great defensively there, so maybe we stay away from him. Like a Luke Glendening. Again, he's not the highest overall. Very solid defensively, decent physical. You know, he's obviously known for his face-offs and just overall defensive play. So again, like 1.1 million, we can bury most of that, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, so there we go. There's our new look kind of fourth line maybe. Again, these guys don't even all have to play. They can be scratch guys. They can be, you know, injury replacement. But there you go. The new look. These are guys that you don't like to play against, which is what I think Toronto needs a little bit more of. So see what they say. Okay, so now we need some top-end talent. We lost Marner. Does a guy like Besser fit? I don't think he does. Again, 2 snipers, you know, playing with Matthews. Bennett, I don't think we need at this point just because of John Tavares staying on. A name that interests me, Brad Marchand. Again, is it realistic? Maybe, maybe not. If you saw his press conference yesterday, he was very positive toward Toronto. He said Toronto was his team that he grew up cheering for, believe it or not. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's likely either. But he is available in game. He has a somewhat high organizational interest. Let's go into negotiations here. Just because. Let's see if we can bring the Rat to Toronto. Can we charm him? No, we cannot. So we don't want to inquire. Let's get right down to the deal. Offer him a contract. 2 years is fine, whatever. For this, again, it only matters for 1. Negotiate. Can we get you to take a little bit less money to come here and help us win? Oh, okay, we can. Nice. What do we say, like 500k maybe? He's asking for a lot of money. But I think that might be worth it. Okay, so he said yes. We'll give him a full no move. Everyone else on this team has one, so I'm not opposed to giving one to Brad Marchand. But I think overall he should be, you know, reasonably happy with his contract. The bars are up there. It could be better for organization, but it's not bad either. So 2 years, 8.825 million, full no move. Brad Marchand on come to Toronto. He will get back to us. Okay, so is there anything else we want to do today? Or is it just something that we can maybe come back to once we get his answer? It's like a Kyle Palmieri. I wouldn't mind bringing him in at all. He put up 60 points last year. Could be a good bottom 6 player, but do I want to give out that money right now? Even a Trent Frederick. Honestly, good energy guys. Obviously spent a lot of time in Boston playing against Toronto. That could be interesting too. He's not asking for all that much. Honestly, if we could get him in for like a third line grinder power forward, I wouldn't mind that. Seattle is interested. Doesn't have super high interest. I'll give you even like a 12 team no trade clause, honestly, why not? 1 year, $3 million. Again, he will get back to us. Okay. So I think that's all we're going to do for right now. Let's sim a few days and we can revisit some things. So let's see who gets back to us first. Brandon Tanev. Nice. Playing with his brother in Toronto. Corey Perry also joins in. Frederick goes to the Panthers. Ooh, that could hurt if we face them in the playoffs. That sucks. But Brad Marchand is coming to Toronto. A sight that no one would ever think they would see. The Rat will be in the blue and white. Glendening also coming to the Leafs. So we only missed out on Trent Frederick. That's not bad. Still have 8 million bucks to play with. We do have to sign Nyes. We can deal with that whenever though. Who else do we want to look at here? Marner is still available. No team's interested, but we don't even have the money at this point. What else do we want to do? So Jamie Benn would be nice, but he doesn't have any interest in us. I don't know if that's as realistic. Paul Mary, honestly, I think that might be our next target. Doesn't want too much money. I think if anything, he was asking for like 4.5 before, so now coming down to 3.5 for an 84. Good vet, good defensive guy, can put up some points, play on that third line. Absolutely, we're gonna make him that deal. We'll see if he signs that. Now, is there anything else we want to do here? Let's see. So no name's really sticking out to me, at least at the moment. Maybe let's go sort this by defensive category, see if we can get just good guys that can be depth options for us, like Puljujärvi here apparently is the top rated defensive forward. Lars Eller could be interesting. Again, it doesn't mean he has to play fourth line center, but it means it's an option to us, depending on chemistry and what's best. 2 years, 1.125 deal. Puljujärvi, he wants a little bit more. I'm going to say probably no. Appleton could be interesting. It's a third, fourth, probably fourth line guy. 1.875. We have similar. We have like a Bobby McMahon that can slot in that role. So just to advance, see if Palmieri says yes. Hopefully he signs that deal. And he does. Beautiful. Okay, so I think the forwards, for the most part, I think we've kind of got what we want done. Defensively, I want to make a big move involving Morgan Rielly. This is something that, again, it's a video game. Do we see it in real life? Probably not. He grew to a 90 overall. He is a stud in this game. But in real life, maybe let's see if we can shake things up a bit. So let's see if he'll even waive his no trade or no move clause. If he doesn't, that'll shut down the conversation right away. So let's see. Will you give us one team? Oh, and he does. Okay, that could be big. Let me go sim a few days ahead and we'll find out what team that one is. So EA is EA. Morgan Rielly's one team he would be willing to go to is the San Jose Sharks. So this is the potential deal. Are we winning this trade? Absolutely not. We're going from a 90 overall defender and we are not getting that back. But we just kind of have to shake things up here at this point. Morgan Rielly going to San Jose in exchange for Mario Ferraro. Obviously not even close to being the same player, but defensively he's a beast. Physically he's a beast. He has 97 shot blocking. Also getting a first and second round pick back that we're going to use in another trade for another defender. So we're not done just yet. So this obviously should be accepted by the San Jose Sharks. They're going to probably say they're fleecing us here in game, which obviously they are. Trade values are somewhat even though. Trade accepted. And here is the potential part 2 trade that we're looking at. Looking to bring in Brandt Clarke, another guy that's name has been floated around quite a bit in LA, and I'm not sure why. Former 8th overall pick, he's up to 84 overall, medium elite. We could see him spike over the course of the next season. Only played in 16 games, so it makes sense that they absolutely would want to move on from him. And I think he could be a core piece of this defense. I think he could get better than Morgan Rielly. Looking to trade Robertson, Danforth, and a first. Value is on our side. I don't think they accept it. Yeah, trade rejected. So I kind of was assuming that. Let's see if we can add in like a San Jose second. That get it over the line? No, it will not. Still trade rejected. So what else do we want to do? What else is going to get this deal over the line? What are you guys interested in, first of all? So Easton Cowan, I don't want to move on from him. Like Benoit, I doubt that gets it over, will it? And no, it actually does. Okay, trade accepted. I was not expecting that to go through. But Brandt Clarke is now a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, so we've made some pretty big moves this offseason, to say the least. Is there anything else we want to do? So actually, let's get Matt Nyes done here first of all, before we even look at any other trades or signings. So he wants 3 years at 2.75. Super unrealistic. He's going to be looking for a lot more than that. So let's just kind of compromise. Let's go like 3 years, a bridge deal at 5.5. Again, I think he probably even still gets more than that. But just to say that we didn't totally cheese the system on Matt Nyes. Obviously, he's going to accept this right away. And there you go. 5.5 for 3 years with Matt Nyes. Great signing. So is there anyone else here really available? Not really. Which kind of sucks. The free agent market really did dry up pretty quick here this year, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it gets down to like 78. These are going to be guys that are playing like AHL minutes. Oh, Phil, never mind. Phil, you're absolutely coming back to Toronto. I did not see his name there. But, like, I don't know. I think we're going to have to probably go the trade route if any way here. Like, can bring in, like, a Soderblom, 79 at 24. Is he going to play? Probably not, but no reason not to sign him anyway. And then, yeah, outside of that, nothing there really of note. So, before I completely sim the rest of the offseason, let's go through the trade blocks. Let's see what are other teams looking to get rid of, actively looking to get rid of. Is there anyone that we're interested in? There's going to be a lot of prospects, I'm sure. Be a lot of guys on big deals that the teams are trying to get rid of. But is there anyone that makes sense for the Leafs? Boone Jenner, interesting. Maybe before the Scott Laughton trade, but I don't think we need him at this point. Evan Bouchard could be interesting. Evander Kane. That would be a lot to give up. Philip Deneau. Again, that's interesting, but we don't really need a center. What else do we have available? Romanov, interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep that name in mind. I'm not going to do anything just yet for him. Is there anything else here? Tommy Novak on Pittsburgh. Ricard Raquel. Buchnevich, Shen, Joseph. St. Louis selling off a bunch of top guys. Utah. Oh, Utah. Lawson Krause. Like, that's the kind of guy I think Toronto could use. Good power forward. Good energy guy. Good physically. Not making a lot of money. Interesting. 4.3 for 2 years. What would you guys be willing to take here for Lawson Krause? So we don't have much to give up here. Let's see. Like, defensively, like, give up, like, Niemela. But I don't really want to give up, like, Cowan if possible. I really do want to try and hang on from him. Let me give up Johansson here. Prospect defender, 71 at 19. That's honestly not bad. But we have to give up more value than that. Like a Tiamov, honestly, we have Hildeby, 72 at 23. He has some value. Could be a potential goalie for Utah in the future. Throw in like a third. Utah would have too many goalies. So let's see if we can add someone on our side. Who do they have under contract? Matt Villalta. Perfect. 70 overall. Throw him on there. Honestly, I feel like I'm just not giving up enough here for Lawson Krause. Let's make this third rounder a second. Again, is it even still enough? Probably not, but Utah trade accepted. Okay, that is a big add for our forward core. I very much like adding Lawson Krause. So, is there anyone else available here on any other team of interest? Vegas, not really. Washington, John Carlson, that's interesting. Winnipeg, nothing. I want to circle back to Romanov. Very, very good shot blocker, very, very good defensively, very, very good physically. Kind of guy that I think the Leafs could use for sure. 5-star physical there. Yeah, we're going to definitely try and make a play. We're going to have to sign him too, so consider how much money we have available. So, like, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I wouldn't mind clearing off his cap to try and get, you know, a better player like him, maybe in that regard. Same overall, but he is willing to go with the Islanders. They'd be over the cap. That's unfortunate. So I guess that's why they haven't signed Romanov. They don't have the money to do so. And yeah, they're like $1.5 million over. That's just not going to work. Okay, so we're not going to be trading out him to get him. What else can we afford to part with here that the Islanders might want? Again, they might be kind of going in a rebuilding direction here in real life. So again, do we just go picks and prospects? Is there any roster players that it really makes sense to part with here in a deal like this? Like, I don't know. Nothing's sticking out to me here, at least just going through the list. Like, I don't know. What value do we have? Like, do we throw on a first? When's our next first? 2028 first? Might have to. Like, teams are trading first that are 2 or 3 years out. My Bolts have done that a couple of times now, so again, not totally unrealistic. Defensively, like, do we throw in Matt Benning just so you have a roster player? Topi Niemela, prospect defender. I don't even think they'd want Benning, to be honest. First and Niemela, again, it's, I don't know. Islanders, what do you guys say to this? Value is way on your side, as it probably maybe should be. I don't know, honestly. Trade accepted. Okay, so I actually don't hate that trade from both sides. Now we got to go and see if we can get him under contract, though. How much money is he going to be wanting? And do we have enough? So we have 2.6. Let's see if we can actually go flip OEL, because we're going to need that money to sign Romanov. So I'm not sending him to Boston. Don't really want to send him to New York. Let's just see if we can send him to LA. They are interested. I don't want Philip Deneau back, so we'll alter this trade. And again, we'll get some value back. It's not going to be all that much. Maybe we take like even a third and 2/4. I don't know. It's just to clear the 3.5 and the roster spot as well. We just don't need OEL as like a 7th defender making 3.5. So, okay, let's go see what is Romanov looking for here in a potential contract. So where is he here? There he is. Qualified RFA. Wants $5 million bucks, more or less at 5 years. His organizational interest isn't great too. Okay, so that's going to make it harder to sign a deal, which sucks. Let's add some teams to his no trade clause. Go 4 at 4.5. Let's see if that's going to be enough to get the job done. Let's see. Did not mean to go into free agency there. Sim a few days. And he rejects. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Let's just sim a little bit later in the summer. That demand should come down, even if it's a 1-year deal, just to get him under contract for this 1-year rebuild. I think it's something that we have to do. So in the system, once again, Romanov, RFA, there you go. 1 year, 3.8, no clause whatsoever. I'm fine with doing that. If that gets him under contract, let's do it. And there you go. Signs 1 year with Toronto. Brazizi there also signing his deal. And yeah, I think actually we have to get Holmberg under contract. Is he still a guy that we need to sign? Yeah, he is. What is he looking for? 1 year, 800K. Does he play? Maybe, maybe not, but we do have him under contract. So there you go. The off season is complete. Let me sim to the start of the regular season and get all the lines ready for your 2025-26 Maple Leafs. So here you go. That's what the team is looking like. Nyes, Matthews, Marlander on that top line. All guys there from last year. Kraus, Tavares, and Marchand on the second. A little bit of a new look second. Domi, Lawton, Palmieri on the third. McMahon, Eller, Tanev on the fourth. Defensive core, Carlo and Brandt Clark. Romanov and Tanev. McCabe and Ferraro. So some new names in there for sure. Again, do we have that super high overall on the defensive side of things? No, but I think Clark can grow to that. And in the net, still Stolars and Woll. Stolars just had a crazy growth spike and he's now 89 overall, so we have a legit starting goalie. Scratch players, of course, Phil Kessel is going to be a scratch player for our team. Before we get the sim underway, I have to show you where a certain Mitch Marner signed. The Columbus Blue Jackets. There was rumors about him going there in the past. He signed a massive deal with the Jackets. 6 years at just under $14 million for Mitch Marner. So that's, yeah, definitely something I would not be willing to do, but good for him for going and getting his bag. Let's get this sim underway. We're not going to make any moves. All our moves are done. Let's see how this team performs, if they can finally get over the hump in the playoffs. So I'm going to speed up this regular season quite a bit. This game is extremely slow, so if you see it going quite a bit faster, that is why. But let's go over everything in the real world. What do you guys want to see? If you're Maple Leafs fans, like, what a heartbreaking Game 7. Like, you force Game 6, you look good, and then just to come out on home ice to give that effort, like, what do you do with this team? Are any of these moves that we made here today at least somewhat realistic? Are any of these players that we picked up anyone that you would have interest in real life? I don't know, but can you keep running it back, the core four? Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Riley, Nylander, like, I don't know if you can. I think we've seen now too many times in a row. It just unfortunately doesn't really seem to be working. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what the team does, you know, now until probably end of July. This team is going to get shaken up quite a bit. Going to be quite a few new names, new faces getting added to the roster. And it's, yeah, one of the most exciting times is, you know, the off season to see all this stuff happen. So going to be very interesting to see what the Leafs do. And I'm very interested to see what do you guys think they should do as well. But as always, leave that down in the comments below. So coming back to the simulation here, Leafs having a fantastic year in game 40, 13, and 1. as we are just about, a week away from the NHL trade deadline in 2026. Again, we're not making any moves. We did all our stuff in the offseason. I believe in this team. Hopefully we can at least get past the second round. My goal is at least get to the conference finals, if not to the Stanley Cup finals, and be competing for that cup. So last little push here for this team. We're very close to getting 50 wins here. 49 against the Sens. Can we do it against the Bruins? Slay our demons? We cannot. Do it against Carolina? No. Can we do it against Buffalo? Team losing a bunch of games here. Not same thing against Detroit. Come on, guys. Let's hit 50 wins. Let's go. Beat the Wild 3-2 in overtime to get that done. 2 weeks left here in the regular season. I don't know if we can get to like 55 wins. I think that would be really, really nice. We're at 53 currently with 5 games left. Come on, guys. Back-to-back losses against St. Louis and Montreal. 3 games, we beat the Devils, Rangers. There we go, 55. And yeah, very, very good regular season here for the Leafs in game. Again, it is regular season. We've seen this before. But, I'm very happy with a 55, 24, and 3 record there. Good for 113 points. Second to Tampa Bay, who won the Presidents. So maybe we avoid the President's Trophy curse here. Maybe that goes to Tampa now. Like, goals for per game, we were the best in the NHL. Goals against per game, looks like we're, toward the top half in the league. So it's not bad. Looking at individual player stats here, Matthews leads the way, 72 goals, 121 points, absurd. Nylander, Marchand there did good. Like, you look at the forward core, everyone here is pitching in, everyone's producing. Eller, 38 on the fourth line, wow. Defensively, Clark leading the way, 50 points, that's amazing. Romanov, look at the plus-minus, plus 40 from Tanev. In the net, Stolarz, fantastic numbers. Wool, not great, but not awful as well. Okay, so in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, we will be facing the Florida Panthers. How perfect. If we want to slay our demons, we have to get through the team that has taken us out the past few years. Let's go see if the Panthers made any moves over the course of the last season. Let's see if their team is looking any different. So Florida here in game. Oh yeah, that's right. They added Trent Frederick. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us defensively. Matt Grzelcyk, but very similar looking team. Spencer Martin is the backup, but Bob is still the starter. So yeah, more or less what you would expect here from Florida. Let's see if we can finally knock them out here. So for the playoffs, I'm only going to jump in if it's an elimination game for our Maple Leafs. So we win the first game, win the second, 3-2 in overtime, go into Florida. We're up 3-0, another overtime win. Game 4 in Florida. Let's get the job done. And we do. 2-1 win. We have swept the Florida Panthers in round 1. Did not expect to be saying that sentence here just a moment ago. So that's how you start off the playoffs. Let's go. In round number 2, we will be facing the President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning. Very interesting. We'll take a quick look at their roster, see if it's more or less the same or if they have added anyone to their team. Looking at Tampa here, top 6 is all the same. Isaac Howard signed with them in this universe. Added Matt Phillips for whatever reason. Defensively looks more the same. They added Brian Dumoulin in the net, just Martin Jones as a backup. Okay, so again, very similar looking Tampa team. We have to beat these teams. Let's at least get to the conference finals. Come on, guys. Let's take this to Tampa, starting things out on the road in Amalie Arena. First game is a huge 5-2 win, 6-2 win, followed by a 4-2 win, a 5-0 loss at home. Going to game 4, we take the 3-1 lead, 5-1 win over Tampa. Can we finish them off here? We do not. 5-4 loss. Game 6, come on, let's not go to 7 here. And we do. 5-3 win. Finally, we are back to the conference finals, where we will be facing the New York Rangers. Go take a look at the Rangers here in game as well. So we more or less made our goal here of getting to the conference finals, but let's get further. Come on. Rangers team here looking very similar. Christian Fischer, the only real name of difference. Defensively looking the exact same, and same thing with the goalies. So yeah, gonna be a tough team here in New York. Let's see if we can get through them here. First 3 games, starting things out in Toronto. 7-2 win, followed by a 6-5 loss, followed by a 4-1 win. So up 2 games to 1. Going to New York, we win, up 3 games to 1. Losing overtime 5-4 in Game 5. Game 6 on the road, another loss. Going to Game 7, the conference finals. Toronto Maple Leafs, New York Rangers. First period, 1-1. Fisher and Marchand. Second period, 3-1 Rangers. Resume sim here on the third. We need a hero. Nylander, 3-2. Lots of time, and Romanov ties this game up at 3. Power play Toronto goes nowhere. Followed by JT Miller, power play of the Rangers, giving them the 4-3 lead here in the third. 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Come on, we need a hero. And just like that, the Toronto Maple Leafs will fall to the New York Rangers in Game 7 of the conference finals. So we went on a nice little run, but once again, unfortunately, this team cannot get over the edge, cannot return to the finals, and not compete for a cup. Good progress, but unfortunately, it is not enough. In the Stanley Cup Finals, the Vancouver Canucks have defeated the New York Rangers in 7 games to win their team's first Stanley Cup. Good to see it going back to a Canadian team, just wish it was us. Looking at all the awards here, not sure if we have anything. Oh, Art Ross and the Hart goes to Matthews. Do we have anything else here? No Vezina, no Masterton, no Zelke. Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Rocket Richard. So Matthews has a pretty good year for himself, winning quite the number of individual awards. So I think overall, that is going to do it for today's video. First 1-year rebuild on the channel, our off-season overhaul series. Again, I do want to continue this going into the summer months when not as much is going on. So definitely let me know what team in the comments do you want me to try and rebuild/retool next. But that'll do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.